All right, sorry, kind of missed out on the beginning of it. And I don't know who wants to be on the video. There's Tandre and John like this. All right, nevertheless, so I'm not gonna repeat it, but we kind of nonchalantly, and me and Malachi did talk about it a little bit. And so if you nonchalantly, I mean, if we're doing all these drills and we're practicing, and you're not practicing your prayers and you're not practicing your faith, then if this was to really happen, you'd be crap out of luck. And if it was to say, oh, it's just a practice, and you don't take the time to go, you know what, I need to build up my faith, I need to get things together, that when it does happen, well, you'll be crap out of luck again, right? You'll be like not really knowing what to do. And so a lot of Christians are going to panic at that particular time because they're really not going to know what to do. And if the rapture is real, all of us that are slacking in things like this would be the opportunity to pull it together, or else. Can you imagine if tomorrow people that you love and you know that just truly love the Lord disappeared? Then you would go, wait, I think it's real. But if you notice that, it would be too late.
Exactly.
It would be too late. Because then you'd be trying to pull it together at the last minute. So I don't want my family to pull it together at the last minute. I'm hoping that this will be the wake-up call for all of us, including me, to go, man, I'm going to have to make some changes. And I'm hoping that this is just the test to say, hey, this is the drill. So that's the spiritual aspect of it. I mean, when God told Noah to build the ark, really we'd never had a flood before, and we never had rain come out of the sky. So can you imagine all the ridicule that he went through because people were like, that's foolish. When I'm on the streets, that's kind of like what I hear is like people going, oh my goodness, I can't believe they're buying tissue. That's so stupid. I've heard these things, and I literally was thinking the same thing, like, oh man, here we go. But then this pressed up on my heart really, really, like, seriously, like, this may not be a joke, and even if so, we should take advantage of learning what to do. So as for me and my family, I want you to really think about your spiritual life. As far as we live in this world, we follow the laws of the land. Martial law takes away all our rights. There is no more, oh, that's discrimination, you profiling black people, that's this. There is no more rights during martial law. Now, the whole point is that they have the authority to maintain chaos, any means necessary. That's the whole point of martial law. So, I'm definitely not a fan of martial law. This is what they used during civil rights. This is what they used during all the rioting in Los Angeles. When all the Rodney King, the police, everything, they shut it down and put it in martial law. A lot of African Americans did not understand what martial law was. So I don't want to see my people perish, and especially not my family. So if I can get it out there, I'm definitely going to. I'm pressed to do a video in public. That terrifies me because I'm not used to expressing my spiritual aspect or my political views out there like that. So I'm a little shaken about that, but it definitely keeps pulling on the heartstrings. And so I want you guys to be prepared. Buying the tissue, whatever bleach you got or whatever you have. We're low on detergent. Nobody's really selling detergent. They're really scarce on detergent. Start being vigilant about, you know what, let me just go buy some extra whatever. You see it, just grab it and keep moving. If the line is long and you need to go through it, go through it. Because if they said today, we're on mandatory quarantine, whatever you got in your house is it. That's it. People are going to be losing their mind if they give hours and go, you got 4 hours before quarantine. 4 hours, it's already taken 2 hours to get out of that store just to walk out with a bottle of water. So if they say 4 hours, you already lost. too, and it's going to be longer at that particular time. People are going to panic like they did during the fires. San Diego was losing their mind trying to get up out of the city, couldn't get out the city, roads were closed. And so I think that's another way the government kind of controls us, not us being able to do what we want to do. And we can look at movies that have done that, and we should really believe them. I always think that movies are ways of teaching us different things.
Okay.
I also like that when we have military personnel that's kind of up, we have friends that have personnel that's kind of up and kind of know some things, work for the government. You okay?
Yeah, I just had a lot of pork today, and I've not been eating pork.
I don't eat pork like that.
Yeah.
So, I know I have bacon issues. So, just be vigilant, be wise. And I'm definitely telling this household, whenever you have an opportunity to go to Dollar Tree, whatever, grab some tissue, bring it in the house, stop using it up. Y'all know I gave y'all a whole class on how to use tissue. So use tissue wisely. People are going, they're stupid, but when it runs out, if they mandate it, it's not going to feel so stupid anymore.
We going
You know what?
with our booty holes.
That's about it. And so at that point, if it does
So
happen,
why is everybody talking about tissue and not wipes?
No, they're taking
they're
away
taking
the wipes
wipes,
too.
everything
People
too.
are taking baby.
The list
the
has
most-
tissue on it.
The most I've done, I mean, I think
Toilet
to
paper.
me, it's kind of like the way I'm taking it is like one day at a time, and I know it's stupid because I just think a panic is a panic, and sometimes I think people panic before they really should. So
Yeah.
I believe that.
I'm just taking it kind of like casually because, you know, it seems as though they mention it and they tell you everything that you need. And then I was watching the news.
Upstairs.
I was watching the news and I actually went by Costco and saw the line long as the building. I said, you know what, maybe I'll just go to Costco later. Went to Food for Less. No, went to Aldi's. Seen the line at Aldi's before it opened. And then I said, you know what, let me just go to Food for Less. But as I drove by, I said, Aldi's is full, waiting and got a line. Costco got a line. I'm almost absolutely positively sure Food for Less has lines. I walked in one Food for Less and was like, what the hell is this? Is it a certain day? Is it county day or something? Because all the lines were. So I'm oblivious to this coronavirus because I want to be.
Right.
Because I want to be. I don't think it's going to go any further than where it's gone. I think it'll be controlled eventually. But then that's just me because I don't like to see a lot of stuff troubling. Personally, I don't like to see a lot of troubling stuff. So I just try to keep my calm and try to keep my stress level low. You know, because like she even mentioned, Jeanette even mentioned, like, you know, you could go to Food for Less at like 4 o'clock in the morning and shop, right? Like,
Nobody's in there.
okay.
At what time? 6?
4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
If there are 24 hours, nobody's in there.
So, and I never even
I
thought
went
about
at
that.
6 at Albertsons. Nobody was in there.
But then I got $300 on food stamps. What the hell am I going in there to buy?
Food.
I mean, you know, the top ramen and cup noodles or whatever, and my regular house shopping or whatever. But I just
Care about tissue and
well, I wouldn't even think of tissue because normally every time I get my food stamps, I go buy 3 cases of water from Food for Less. So I got like maybe a case in the garage, but there's no more in the house. I never thought, you know, I didn't think last week to go and get my other 3 cases before I got paid again. So, I mean, water. So then at this point, when we get to this pandemic or whatever it is that we have, and I think it's brought on, like I think it was started or something like that, whatever they do, you know how they start little wars or whatever. So I think it was started to basically make people panic, to see how people are gonna handle it. And it's crazy right now. It's like, I think If it gets worse, you'll see it on the road too. I think you'll see it on the road, not just in the stores. People at home. I think on the road, people are going to start getting crazy on the road too, trying to get to places like.
And they have been
lately. Say for example,
that's the scary
water.
part.
There's no water. Say if they say there's no water in Los Angeles, but San Diego has a lot of water. So what do we get? People jumping on the freeway.
People riding.
Shooting down to San Diego to try to get some water to call. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So to me, I just kind of like take a step back and I breathe a little bit.
Me too.
And I just don't want to believe it, honestly.
Okay,
Because
so
it's something that
People are beating me to it, so it's like, all right.
So here's my take on that, and I'm glad you said that because I think that's what's happening for a lot of people. Because one, things are scary, especially if we're talking about if it's genuine about prophecy, right? If prophecy's for real, regardless if it's a conspiracy theory, regardless, it's real, and it's best to kind of like, you know, people don't read Revelation because they don't like the realism of that. And so let's just take the spiritual aspect out of it and just say, man, this epidemic is worse than it should be. I really don't think it's that serious. I'm just gonna sit back and kind of wait and watch people kind of calm down, because as you said, if it was that grand, then it's going to get worse and you're going to start to see it. And John went, you are starting to see it. Now, here's the fantastic part is about, you know, and I'm guessing my numbers, about 85% of us don't watch regular news anymore. We don't have time for it. We're streaming everything. And so we're taking word of mouth and social media. So before, we watch news more diligent every morning. That's how we learned about 9/11.
But the news is starting to pick up on.
But what I'm saying is, we're missing out. So like you said, you were totally oblivious about what are these people doing? And I was doing it too. Like, are these people really like, here's some word of mouth stuff that's happening again? But the Bible says my people perish from a lack of knowledge. And if you put yourself in that situation, it doesn't mean you have to. I don't want you guys to be fearful. I want you to be prepared. This isn't about, oh my goodness, we should panic. Let's go do this. This is about being prepared. And so being prepared, you live in Los Angeles. You've seen the riots. You know what people are capable of doing. So you know what it's like when people are going crazy. So how would you protect yourself if it got to the extent of what you're saying? Because if it gets to the extent of what you're saying, people gonna rob people's houses.
Yeah, no doubt.
If it ever gets to that extent, I'm in agreement. I don't think it will. But I didn't think it was going to be a pandemic. When he said it, I was like, no, baby, we're going to be good. This started in China. This didn't start in the United States. So we can't even say our government planning and plotted. It didn't start here at all. I mean, I agree that they probably got some stuff going on, but it didn't start here. We never planned on it making it here.
No.
We never thought that it was going to go to Italy.
Yeah, exactly. That concerned me too as well. I was like, wow, okay. And then when I was going to all the stores and everything, and I was actually seeing that the tissue was gone and that some of the stores are limiting the tissue too.
Yeah, there's 2 per person.
Yeah, that concerned me as well.
Waters.
And then when me and Brooklyn went to Walmart, like somebody was driving crazy, like trying to get obviously trying to get up out of there. It was a truck, and like it almost damn near smacked her. And I was like, wow, okay, it's serious. And so I was like, all right. So I'm kind of like Pop. So I'm thinking, this is funny. I shouldn't take this serious. This is crazy. Everybody's taking this serious. Y'all stupid because y'all spending money. And I'm, you know what I'm saying? But then I'm seeing everything that's going on, and then boop, in Spring Valley, I'm like, oh, snap.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, there's an old person home that just got locked down up there or something like that. So it's kind of like, oh. So now it's like, boop, 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 like red flag,
It's becoming a
red flag,
reality.
red flag,
It's in front of your face now. Right.
So now I'm starting to be like, okay, should I be worried
Maybe
or should I
I
just be
shouldn't even
chill?
come to San Diego. I should have stayed at home.
So there is. Let me switch this around. There is. Oh, that did the wrong thing. Okay. So there is a higher risk because I'm getting ready to call Las Vegas at some point too. There's a higher risk for Okay. There's a higher risk for older adults.
Yeah.
People with diabetes.
Cardiovascular disease.
Cardiovascular disease.
Respiratory. Something else. But it's mainly affecting older people, men, women too, but the numbers for those that are between like 70 to 80 might be like 14.1% of men.
Because you went on the CDC too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were both on there. When you said it, I was like, I got it up.
Yeah, because I looked at the entire globe.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This all started from a bat.
No, not a bat.
Dang,
They
Chinese
said
people.
they
What are they
said it actually
thinking?
came from a bat.
Stop.
Like, who eats octopus, bats,
Okay, stop.
and then decides to eat cats and dogs? Like, who in their right mind is like, yeah,
So let me tell you
let's cook up
this.
any
Let
animal.
me tell you what we won't do. Let me tell you what
They
we.
believe if it's some form
Yeah. So let me tell you what we not gonna do. You were born in the United States and you've been blessed to believe in what you believe in.
Yeah.
But if you were born there, you're gonna eat with what
Yeah.
you were blessed to believe in.
You're right.
Because they may not
I
have
don't know.
no cows.
That just don't
They
sit
may
right.
not
with me.
have,
I'm
and they're
like,
and they're
"Are
sitting.
y'all
There's some
serious
people
about
that's
this?"
going. Pig just don't sit right with me.
No,
You're right.
yeah, people look at us, comfort food doesn't make sense to them.
Oh,
But if
Russians-
you think about
Russians don't like
slavery,
us.
There's a whole country that feels like beef is like cater, like that's holy, and we eat it.
yeah.
So, yeah.
It's crazy.
So that's what we not gonna do.
So extra. But, I mean, I am, I guess, concerned. I haven't really thought and sat and just like fully paid attention to the severity of it. But I guess me seeing stuff get canceled was like, okay, this is kind of strange.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the
For the
jobs,
NBA to
schools
get
are shutting
canceled.
down. The
For
swine flu
schools
came
and
out,
stuff.
and the schools weren't getting shut
Yeah,
down.
so
is
that's
true.
why I was like, because I was thinking about the Ebola and stuff like
Exactly.
that, but this is kind
That's
of
another
like,
thing that made me concerned.
it's just a very, very weird time. I definitely didn't pair it to biblical times for sure, but I was just like, I don't really know what's going on. I definitely believe the government is doing little things because of everything that's happening. We're about to go into a recession. The stock market is crashing. Something's always happening around an election. So it's kind of just like, okay, that's kind of strange how now that we have the kind of president that we have, the Democratic Party is not doing good. And
right.
boom, a virus that's affecting the whole world, but nobody knows what it is. And we're not going to get a lead because test results take a year.
And doesn't
It's
he stay
weird
president
to me.
until it's all over?
No. But it's just weird to me how it's just like we're in 2020 and we're supposed to be advanced.
That part.
And now all of a sudden our medicine is going back to old ways of we need a year to get a lead. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me.
Nope.
Somebody just said that somebody got cured from HIV in the UK, so I'm confused.
Yep.
So that's kind of just like,
Well, I know somebody personally in the military that's been pretty much cured.
yeah, so that's
and look
why.
at Magic Johnson.
Exactly. So that's why I'm just like, some of the stuff is like, I feel like I don't know what the wait is for, because I feel like we could handle this quicker than what it is, because
Yeah.
like, I don't know, it's just very weird, because it's like when there's race riots, people are stepping in ASAP. And now that people are dying, and it does not matter by race, it does not matter by gender, it does not matter by age. Like, it does matter by age, but for the most part, there's someone
So.
from
all
from
genders.
10 and up
Yes, yeah.
that has been affected. So it's kind of just like, I don't know. Like, I haven't, of course, just haven't been serious. I've gone to social gatherings. I've just been doing my thing. but it's also just like I don't really like thinking about quarantine. I guess is a little stressful for me because I live by myself.
Yeah.
And I'm broke.
I know.
So it's like I don't qualify for EBT because I make too much, but I'm broke, so I can't stock up for
Hello,
it.
we all dealing with that.
Like I can, but it's just like just the spiritual and the flesh is like you need me to survive on earth, but I also need to just have faith. So I'm just struggling with that in general.
So what I'd like us to do is, because we're struggling with it too, we're a household of all of us in this household, and I'm the only breadwinner. So we're struggling. They're starting to bring in some things. They don't get much. And just like I told them, they were like, oh, yeah, I have $20 left. And I was like, okay, well then go buy some canned goods. Go buy some whatever. Don't worry about this. I got more water. If you can grab water, then grab some water. But if you can't, then, because I'm so limited on what I have. Like you said, I make too much money. But at the same token, I don't make enough money to pay everything that's going on. So I totally get that. And I know that Malachi's dealing with it. Tata, she's, in her pregnancy doing the thing because she has to. And this boy's in the military. So, she's got extra mouths to feed as well. But we have to figure out a way. Even that's when it comes down to saying, I got to figure out a way to trust in God. I'm really grateful for the Uber right now. I got fired from Amazon. But I'm grateful because when things are an emergency, I haven't been able to keep up because I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
But, I'll be out there like doing the things. Stan, I'm going to be out till 10 o'clock tonight, or out till 12 because it's like, well, I got to pay for this and we need to get something to eat, or the gas and electricity is about to go off, but they told me to pay $50 today, and so they want 600, but I got 50, so, what do you do with that? But, the only thing I can do is go, okay, I need to shave a little bit off the top. My tithes may not be the whole 10%. So now, Lord, does that mean I'm not trusting you? Whatever. It's a struggle, but we're going to have to push up our faith to go one way or another. Whatever resources we have, let's be diligent about it. I have extra stuff, and honestly, I'm banking on the people who aren't taking this serious. Like, okay, I've got a fish tank to sell. I've got this to sell. If you got money to do it, come and buy it, So, I'm going to take advantage of that, and I encourage everybody else to. Like I said, we don't know if it's real or not, but I think it gives us an opportunity to say these are the things we need to learn from and to prepare for, because you're right, if things were to happen, because it is scary and we don't really want to deal with them, we're not prepared. And that's what I don't want to happen with the family. I don't want them to say, I'm just gonna wait and see how things go, and then go, crap, because I can't get to you. Nobody can do anything at that point. So it's, just be prepared. I don't want you guys to panic. I want you to stand on your faith, and I want you to go, you know what, I don't have much, but I'm going to go buy 5 cans of tuna. I don't have much, but I'm going to go buy crackers, a bunch of crackers. If I need to live off the crackers, then I'm going to live off the crackers. I told him to go buy a bunch of egg noodles, spaghetti sticks, and spaghetti sticks and egg noodles and shells and things like that. I bought extra because it spreads and you can get full off of it. I definitely don't need to be having no pasta, but if it's going to keep us alive, then we're going to eat pasta for a month. I still don't get the water things. I'm not really concerned about the water thing, but I'm still buying it.
I think they're saying to buy the water just in case it's put in the water system. We'll have water.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I think too.
Or I'm thinking because they just don't know much about it. is it transferred in the water, or are they thinking if stuff
This
goes
virus is
crazy and
meant
it's
to
a
kill our
riot,
population.
does that mean that they're going to shut the water down?
This virus is meant
You
to
know?
kill our population. Notice how it started in China. China, they're only allowed to have one child. And that's where the most people are, ground zero. Bam. And now it's spreading to
Stuff
Little
is
Italy.
always to kill
Little
our
Italy, you know.
populations.
Not Little Italy.
Stuff is always
Italy,
to kill
little,
their
like
population.
Our
real Italy.
population as a whole.
And there's a lot of people out in Italy, you know what I mean? A lot of tourists, you know what I mean? And then now it's coming out here in San Diego, just like that. It's hitting the popular spots, if you noticed.
Yeah, but I mean, not saying that that's normal, but it makes more sense for high traffic areas to be affected
Exactly, because there's tourists.
because
Tourists,
it's a big place where there's an airport, stuff like that. Like, of course, we're not gonna think
I haven't
about.
heard New York, which is odd.
They might.
Or Washington. I need to do the.
They might.
Yeah, we need to do some research, guys.
But
Always do your research.
yeah, I've read into it for sure. Some places in Africa, not a lot.
I didn't even
In
know
Africa?
any parts of Africa has been hit yet.
Are you serious?
2 in Nigeria. Well,
Okay.
at the time I checked, there
This
were
is
2
not
in
good.
Okay.
Nigeria,
Yeah, I had not
a
known
few
that
in
part.
South Africa, but the one in Nigeria was an Egyptian official or something.
Okay.
And then there's been like a few recent cases of some in Africa, but I don't know the numbers.
And I think that's pretty weird too, is that it's hitting everybody from every SES, every income dynamic. It is
And it's
hitting,
coming from all angles.
and it's not caring if you're
Like, I thought it was
celebrity.
going to be a
It's not,
wave.
you know. And so for me, because of that, it's like, whoa, you know, this is more serious than we think it is, because when the NBA shut down, I knew for a fact our government may not be telling us everything, because we make money off our tourists, our sports, and we ain't trying to feel that. As the United States, this is what runs our country. And now it ain't happening. Tickets are dirt cheap to go anywhere.
Yep.
So that's not something so cheap that, because the airlines are not, you know, being able to function correctly. So we're all being affected by this, and it scares me in my flesh, but in my spirit, it's like I just hear gird up in your prayer life, gird up in, you know, trying to get your life right so that your relationship with God is better, so that you can hear what you're supposed to be doing, you know, because to me, I feel like God is saying, I'm gonna need you to sit down and talk to your seeds, you know.
Yeah.
We're all put here for a reason. And if my seeds was telling me this, saying, hey, you know, hey mama, hey this, maybe that's your purpose and that's your reason, is that God gave it to you and said, let me enlighten my family. So I know Malachi has definitely been sharing some of his concerns and why he wants to come home. And I take that very, very seriously, especially because Malachi knows how the government is in that military aspect of things. So I'm definitely curious to know what Jesus is doing, because he is in a different kind of stature. I'm real curious, but you know, I'm not gonna mess with that. So all the churches shut down. They were mandated to shut down, but not the small churches. That concerns me too. You know, I told our church, I think we have a public health responsibility to shut down and try to figure out if we need to do this over the phone. You guys can make a YouTube. We can send it out. However, and they think I don't have any faith. So because of that,
No, I just saw somebody tweet about that. It's like you can't get your faith confused by something that's health related. Like, this is your health. Your faith will always be there. So
right, which is why I have the scenario of, which is exactly why I have the scenario of, okay, but God told everybody to put the blood over the door so that the spirit of death didn't come and take their kid. So if God is telling them that, did they stand up and go, I believe in God, he ain't gonna let my kid No, they put their blood over the door, So there's a method to God's madness. Although it may seem madness to us, there's an aha after the fact. And the aha for me about that story is that's what we need to be doing now. We don't need to be sitting there going, well, I'm going to trust God. And so because I'm going to trust God, it's not going to happen to me. No, that's not true. I'm going to trust God, and it also says my people shouldn't perish from a lack of knowledge. The knowledge that I have, you've done your due diligence to research some stuff, is, you know what, just in case, we need to be kind of figuring out some plans, some plan A's, some plan B's, and give it to the Lord. And if
Mexico.
John,
Just saying, Mexico doesn't have it.
Yes, they do.
I heard a dude on the radio in LA said.
Latin America got affected too.
I heard a dude in LA said minorities won't get it.
Oh no, that thing was floating all over
that's
Facebook.
What I said. They're saying it's affecting a whole bunch of white people, but it's like
yeah,
you black
minorities
people
ain't gonna get it. I'm like,
that was floating all over Facebook, and I was like, is that true? I got to do my research and find out. The very next day, the NBA player got it, and I was like,
somebody said something about they think that Trump has it, but he's not getting tested because the NBA player came in contact with him, and people have been telling Trump to get tested, and he's refusing it.
So Trump has been saying things that even the Republican Party is not happy about. Trump keeps saying everything's under control, we have enough tests, everything is going good, and both Democratic and Republicans are like, that's not true. Stop saying that. So I heard that on the news that they're not happy with that either. Like Trump is really good at downplaying stuff. So that's what I heard. Me and Trump don't get along. He's still Tangerine 45 to me. But I do have to say, Tangerine 45. But I do have to say this. If we're talking spiritual, he did allow praying to come back into schools and establishments. Oh, yeah, Trump passed that.
Where is it?
Because we so busy bashing him that we're not finding out the things that he is doing. So he's brought that back in. I watched him sign all the documents.
In church, in
schools and in institutions and work. He definitely that's a Trump thing.
Where did she go?
It's been so bad that ain't nobody paying no mind because
we're so busy dogging him that we're not paying attention. That's kind of like Obama. People were so busy dogging Obama that we didn't see the things that he's actually done. Do you remember all that? The people were so busy talking about, the economy is bad because of Obama. It's this and this and this. So the only thing people are saying good about Trump is, he knows how to do the budget. He knows economy, blah, blah, blah. But they're not paying attention to the other things that he's doing because they don't find it significant.
Here's another part.
But he did that. And so I got to give him his props on that. So that only brings me back to Revelation to say, remember that in Revelation, that the person that we have in charge is going to be doing such a funky job, and we're going to think that they're doing such a bad job that the next person that comes in,
we're gonna like them, and then after that they're really gonna be
the Antichrist.
That's what I heard.
Me and Malachi have been talking about this for the last since Obama's been in office.
Damn. But I also heard from a time traveler, okay, that
was it the one that I seen last week?
That what's it called? Martin Luther King's daughter is gonna be president 2025. That's what I heard. I seen it in the video, and he was like, they said she's
Bart Simpson told me that it was going to be.
She's going to be the youngest president.
Bart Simpson said it was going to be a virus coming along, just like he predicted the presidency.
I believe that one. I remember that one.
I'm gonna start watching The Simpsons because The Simpsons, whoever the person is that the producer of The Simpsons. He can see into the future.
Oh no, yeah, he can.
Yeah, he's seen everything.
He can see into the future, so y'all better start watching The Simpsons.
Dad.
That part.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
You know I don't like the little square-headed boy.
Mark.
Was he doing muscle pull-ups? Poses?
Wait, you're lying.
Wait, what? What did you say?
That Kobe died in a helicopter.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're
Bart
lying.
Yeah,
Simpson.
soon as
He died in a helicopter crash with his daughter.
With his trophy.
His
too.
trophy, yeah.
You're
I
lying.
promise you, they already
So
had it in
serious.
that cartoon.
So serious.
See? That damn Bart.
And they knew that Trump was going to be
Look, she went to go get her phone.
Yeah.
And they knew about.
And they predicted Trump being president,
Yep.
and they predicted this coronavirus.
And they predicted the exact moment where Trump was coming from the airport or something like that, and he was waving to people,
No, I'm trying to tell you.
and like it was literally the exact
Yeah,
same way. Like there's people in the same position.
So this isn't to freak you guys out. Really, it's not. It's to get your mind to thinking, to get you smarter, wiser, stronger, and to be villain. I already know that if Nanki is seeing this, she's going to be like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And she's going to start shaking really bad. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Nanki, you know how she is.
Yeah.
So this is really just to encourage the conversation to come up with ideas on what do we do about the what ifs.
And we can't trust Batman no more. Just saying.
Well, we can't
Just saying, huh?
Well, we can't trust Batman.
Why do you think that? Bat started the coronavirus.
Oh, shit.
Batman is.
I don't even want to watch no more Batman.
This is my
That
family.
is. I told you Batman won't work.
Yeah.
Look, Superman.
That's
could
why-
at least,
that's why I'm
Superman
keeping-
could at least go around the world
Exactly.
and get rid of the coronavirus. Batman, what he gonna do?
And I'm Team Marvel. So that's why I don't like Batman.
Just Batman, just
And
fighting
Batman.
people and making coronaviruses.
Can I call you now? I'm Batman.
What happened? Okay, so back to the real thing though.
But it's real.
Without the Batman. And then they said, really, they said,
John,
they said it came from. I don't know.
What
The
camera
dude
is
at
this?
work, he talks, but he talks so fast. Sometimes I think I need.
What
him.
camera
What is this? My brother's gonna see this, right? Hold on.
I'm thinking about uploading
Hey,
it
yo.
to YouTube.
Oh wait, hold on.
I'm
I don't
thinking
know
about
that.
uploading it to YouTube.
Yo, bro, you gotta get your weight up. Wait, hold on.
But, eh,
Wait. Okay, I'm not as cut as you, but you know. You know what I'm saying?
I have coronavirus.
would you stop with that?
All
shit?
right, you gonna have to stop before we kick you out. We about to kick you out the house right now. We about to quarantine you right down to the garage and say y'all gonna need to pick him up.
God if locks that up.
No, you got
Look at the
strep
phone.
throat from me.
Dad, look. Let me show you this. That Brooklyn sent me.
I'll
Look.
tell that nigga to keep up and look.
This is what we're gonna have to do to Andre.
Drive your ass down to the fire station
And drop him off, like yeah, like
Are
they.
they quarantine people?
Yeah.
My
Yes.
friend is quarantined because he just got home from Italy.
Yeah. This is what we're gonna
They
have
ain't
to
letting
do.
people on ships and planes, boy. You playing?
They
with
brought
that
him all
shit.
over here to San Diego. What are you talking
But how
about?
come they're allowed to quarantine his whole family?
Put his ass in a box.
Because they live in the house with him?
Because he came home to them.
Random.
They don't live in my
He came home before. He came home
He got
before
home
they.
on
Look.
March 3rd.
That's why. Because he made it home so he can infect the whole family. So everywhere that he's went, work, everything,
I already
they're
showed
going
you.
to ask. They're going to test
And-
them,
And he works at McDonald's.
and they're probably going to
I don't
quarantine
think you
everybody
should-
there.
I don't think you should talk like that either, because you speak things into existence.
Oh no, hella.
That's the
See, this
That's a true
this
story.
this some bird cage crap, right? This some bird crate. I don't know if it's probably gonna be backwards on there because
it says when my best friend starts coughing a little too hard.
see, this some bird cage crap, right?
I'm
Or
dead.
them zombie
I'm serious.
movies we be
I'm
watching.
gonna have to do
Oh,
y'all.
yeah, Contagion?
If y'all start
Contagion.
coughing, I'm be like, dang. Dang.
Anyway, did you find it, Tandrea?
It wasn't The Simpsons.
I'm
It was a show on Comedy Central.
Okay. All right, so that's that. Stirring your conversation. Call us back. Definitely want to know you have a plan going on. That you have a plan going on, and that we love you, and that we want to figure out a way of keeping each other lifted, or if anything happens, we don't know. You know, we don't know. I work in my job. My job could call tomorrow and say, "Hey, somebody's got it.
Man.
I'm gonna be quarantined. Our household's gonna be quarantined."
My damn
The
job.
Simpsons predicted the coronavirus.
Yep.
Yes. In the book, Dean Koontz. What's the name of the book? I just showed you guys.
No, but
I
the word's
posted
not in the book. I saw the excerpt.
I didn't